Okay, I'm gonna record. I already hit it. I hit it. I'm gonna do this again. This one's for you.
Yes, Randy. Kilroy is here. I don't know if I need to be happy or afraid. You get those mixed feelings with clowns. In fact, there's a clown story in my family.
Is there really? I'd love to hear about it.
My mother
Happy
set
Earth
me up.
Day.
Happy Earth Day! Green.
Blue.
Blue. Well,
Okay,
Earth.
I'm sorry. I want to hear your clown story.
My mother set me up to hate clowns because there used to be this clown that was called Happy that was at the ironic, huh? But at the Calistoga Fair. But so she would tell me the story of how every year she would take me to see Happy, and every year he would close the line right before we got there. And because of that, you hate clowns. And I'm like, okay.
You said it's a little odd.
See, it's a family story.
I'm sorry.
I'm better about them now, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where the fear comes from. Hey, you want to do a blab about clowns sometime?
I actually know one. I could get one to show. I know I could get one to show.
That'd be great. Let's do it.
Her name is Violet, and yes. Yes.
Oh, I love that. Maybe she knows the psychology of clowns. I used to have the best clown cookbook. It was called Cooking with Clowns, and I cannot find it anywhere.
Now, we need to be very careful. Well, Randy, you just need to come into this seat and tell us that story. But first, let me say, go finish the Cooking with Clowns so we don't lose it. But then let me explain something about my clown friend that we need to keep in Clowns are interesting.
I think you may have mentioned it.
Well, yeah, if you have the clown, you can't talk about the business of being a clown. You are talking to the clown. 100%. And her favorite shtick is backwards. So if you ask her if she'd had a good day, she'd say, "Oh, it was a terrible day. You know, people were," you know what I mean? She'll reverse it. And it's really hard to keep up with. But if you want to talk to the person who talks about the business of being a clown and the psychology and all that, then you want to talk to her sister. And she maintains those two as and I'm sure you've met that in musicians and stuff. She has those rigidly separate personas and holds them. Okay. She stays in character 150%. Now, I will say at some point when I had something really bad going on in my life, I can't remember if I was in the midst of a divorce or if it was when my dad was dying, but I was somewhere where she was, and she did in private break character with me. But it was the first time she'd even done it in private. So she's not, rigid, but she's strong.
Okay. Oh, I'm excited. This will be fun.
So come in, Randy.
We can do it on one of, either yours or my lab.
I'm good. I don't care.
I'm just really excited to have a clown lab. Would she dress up and stuff? I would really dig that.
If you do the clown, she would. Yeah.
Oh, God bless her. I'll send her something, just some music or something.
I'm Facebook friends with her, so I'll link you.
Thank you. Cool. I love that.
She does share a lot of really interesting things too. Well, shouldn't say a lot because she doesn't share a lot, but when she does share something, it tends to be interesting. Wow. Or a very inspirational, cute moment with a small child learning something or experiencing something for the first time. Those aha moments with children she likes in her own stuff. Yeah.
Well, I say that if it
Damn! I'm going to start taking it personally, Randy.
Okay, Randy, we'll save it for that. And I just want to say that whenever a child is afraid, of a clown, I say dress the kid up as a clown. Let him be the clown, and that way he can face that fear by being it. I learned that from 90210.
That makes sense. But I would add one other thing, then I had my mother. But I was a little afraid of them. Make sure it's a nice open space. Clowns tend to be very loud and you know, and it's like they're sucking all of the air out of the room for somebody that's being bothered. So give them a large space of room. Okay. Haven't you ever seen it?
Oh, I don't think I did.
Oh, Tim
did you
Curley
guys
is a
ever
clown.
see Killer Clowns from Outer Space? One of my favorites.
Only the cover. And isn't there a rock band about killer clowns about something? Is it really genius? I'll have to look at it.
It's genius.
I mean, I got over zombies.
They shoot cotton candy. They shoot some kind of candy out of guns, and they wrap you in cotton candy cocoons. It's brilliant. It has razor teeth. Oh, it terrifies me, but I mean, it's genius, though.
Did you ever see Attack of the Mushroom People?
What's that?
Attack of the Mushroom People.
I don't think I've seen that.
How about Land of the Giants?
It's one of those old Japanese ones that they dub. I saw it when I was a kid, right? And they get shipwrecked on this island, and all there is to eat there is mushrooms. But when you start eating the mushrooms, guess what starts growing on you?
Mushrooms.
You got it. In the end, you're a big mushroom.
Some people have fungus anyway, you know? No, okay.
Fungus among us, huh?
Fungus among us. Bring back decorum, Elsie. I've successfully bowled it over.
You guys, I only had 2 hours of sleep last night, so I might be a little wacky.
Why?
I just didn't feel like sleeping. I think it was that full moon. I can't sleep on full moons. I can't do it every month. It's weird. So I'm going to have to think of something to do in the coming full moons. Randy.
Drapes?
What did I say? Trash cans?
Past tense.
Past tense. Oh, yeah.
I said drapes.
Drapes, not crepes. Actually, that's what I did last night. I read cookbooks all night till like 4. What about drapes? Close them? I don't have drapes.
Make it so that once you're asleep, you don't see the light and everything, and just don't think about the moon.
Oh no, it was. I forget.
I
forget about the moon, but then I wonder why can't I sleep at all? Oh my gosh, it's a full moon.
It's the moon.
It's fine. I'm okay. I feel great. Drapes, crepes, and you said past tense. Past tense is the one for headaches, right? I did that 2 nights ago because I was doing a cleanse and I got a raging headache, and then I couldn't sleep because the past tense was too loud for my nose.
I usually use lavender for headaches, but
cleanses don't sound good for you. They make people mean and agitated.
Yeah, like
give headaches.
What our friend was saying, what Chris Carter was saying, is it resets the body, and I wanted to get some new habits, which I've implemented, and I'm just in the flow of that works. Please tell me.
Well, remember I started doing the Abraham-Hicks meditations, and I was just like, la, 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 la. Well, that was like for 4 days. And on the 5th day, oh my God, I started crying during the meditation. I've done that now for 3 days, right? But at the end of it, it is like I've set something down. You know what I mean? It's good. It is like a cleansing, and it is a releasing and an allowing before going on that trip. It's really, really good, but it's kind of messy. It's like I end every, I woke up crying in my sleep at like about 4. And it's like,
exactly. And you know what? When I was when I was looking up my cleanse, they were talking about the yoga, what you were talking about, how your friend had done that one pose and cried. That was actually in it because they said during the cleanse to practice yoga, open up, let this stuff come out. And I did all this right before the full moon. So that's why I was overflowing with so much joy. Randy, you may not know it. Wait, no, I did mention it on the Paisley page. But yeah. I also, on this other page, the Royals, I was talking about this cleanse. Randy, I'm so sorry. You had a share. Do you have a share? Are you going to save the clown story for another time?
You can tell it both.
Well, It was when I was 6 years old, and my dad and I were at his friend's television repair shop down in Seattle, and my dad gave me some money to go across the street to the store to buy something for snack or whatever. And so I went out the front door of this television repair shop, and there was cars parked out in front. So I just leaned my head out to look for traffic, and this car slammed on its brakes because he thought I was running out into the street. And behind him was a car with a clown going to a birthday party. And so I was so scared that just putting my head out to look for traffic caused this clown to be in an accident. I didn't want to look at a clown for years.
Oh, really? Because
I was afraid that it was going to be the same clown and he'd recognize me.
Yeah.
I actually have a similar story to that, but it's not about a clown.
Okay. Sure. Oh, by the way, it looks like balloons are coming out of your hat. I just had to say that. Okay, keep going.
It's actually a flower.
Oh, now it's a flower.
Yeah, but you have to see it from that direction. Isn't that funny? But technically, this was sold as a clown hat, but I just like it.
I love it. Man, you can pull that off
red.
Like nobody else. It is screaming sexy. Remember?
Well, no, I don't think so. None of this stuff screams sexy. However,
that comment.
It was, wasn't it? But so I'm a little kid. I have to be older than 9 because of where I live. And a friend and I are at this little grocery store, a little mom and pop, tiny 1-room building thing that's like not even a block from my house. Although we're out in the country, right? So it's one of those stores that it's a little country store. I just happen to be about a block from it, right? And we are picking up garbage to sell for the money to buy some sort of ice cream or something, right? And some guy sees us doing it, and he pulls up to the store, and he gives us money so we can buy something nicer, right? So we go into the store, we buy our treats, and we're sitting on the curb, and the guy's bought whatever he's getting and everything, and his wife's in the car seat next to him, and they pull out, and he hits a car because he's watching us sit on the curb eat our ice cream. And his wife screams and yells, and we like scurry away, and my friend tells me we're going to have to go to court. We're witnesses. Oh, what a summer. What a summer. I wasn't smart, but it's a similar story.
Hey, you guys, but I think what it is we were a part of an experience somebody came here on Earth to have. That is my take on it.
Oh, absolutely. Always. And they are us and so forth. We lost
Thank you, Randy. Randy, you hear that, right? Really understand that you were called to come.
You were good, no problem. Absolutely.
That was a divinity kind of experience, not to be confused with the candy.
You did not.
Right? Divinity.
And as for sticking your face out in traffic, just fluke chance, I haven't watched it in years, but I watched The Last Big Brother. And in The Last Big Brother, they actually had someone in the house. It was a woman who stuck her face out like Randy did, only it was in a foreign country she was working in. And she got hit by a bus. No, it wasn't a bus. It was a train. Her face got hit by a train. It threw her. She lived, though. I mean, and there you go. I mean, what an experience.
Right.
Anime.
Hi.
No, that's not. I don't know. Hi.
So we're talking about clowns. Just to fill you in, but now we're going to get back to the meditation. So
I actually had another meditation, or I had another clown story. What the heck was it?
Great! I love it.
Well, I think this is becoming the clown one. I said we were going to talk about something good. Did you ever see the Ellen movie, Mr. Wrong?
No. Ellen?
It's Ellen.
DeGeneres?
Ellen DeGeneres. It was right near the time that she came out, right? And they were portraying her as a heterosexual in the movie, right? Okay. And Bill Pullman. Oh my God! In his heyday, Bill Pullman was so funny. But Bill Pullman ends up attracted to her, and she tells him this delightful story from her childhood where it had been her birthday and she'd gotten in trouble or something. I think actually everybody's forgotten it's her birthday and she's sad. It's not a delightful story, but it gets delightful. She's sad, everybody's forgotten her birthday, and outside her bedroom window she sees a clown, and she thinks, they did remember, and it goes to the next door neighbor's house. For their party.
Oh, brilliant.
So she tells this guy that wants to woo her this story. So what does he do? He shows up at her house on stilts outside her window dressed as a clown. She's freaked out and says, this guy's too much. I think, damn, he's your soulmate. What are you doing?
Wow.
He does get crazy later, she's right. But I thought it was really sweet.
Yeah, the stilts reminds me of the French-Canadian circus.
The
Cirque du Soleil. I remember when my mom first said we were going, I'm like, I hate circuses. They're boring. I don't watching animals go around. Oh, I hated circuses. But when I went to see that, I bawled. I was like, what is this? And I remember a guy on stilts walking in slow motion. And it was the smaller shows in the tents. And I was just bawling. And I didn't have a lot of money back then, but I spent every cent I had on as much merchandise as I could get a hold of. I was obsessed.
Wow. Well, so how old were you?
Probably 21, 22 when I saw my first.
Right. So I still haven't seen them. As a matter of fact, the first time I saw even anything close, which wasn't actually them, but it's obviously based on the same sort of theory of circus, was on that Abraham-Hicks cruise in Alaska. And it was so funny. Those experiences that you don't know are wonderful when you're not open to realizing that they're wonderful and seeing the wonderfulness in there. I had one of those there. I sat next to this man who, one, was not part of the, remember, on the land cruise, we're going to be the whole resort. So you almost couldn't talk to somebody without them knowing what you were talking about if you're talking Abraham-Hicks. But on the cruise ship, that wasn't the case. So I was just sitting next to somebody from the cruise, who's kind of middle-aged man with middle-aged everything, but checking girls out fiercely. And then the minute that the Cirque du Soleil thing started, he's like, what's this? So, you know what I mean? And he's talking about that loud. And okay.
Oh, my God.
So the gift was for him that he was sitting by me, so I explained it. And the gift for me was, now that I think back, that was hilarious.
That's beautiful.
But at the time, I was just like, why him? Why? But yeah, they were flying. You're in this cruise ship, ballroom, and they're flying over your head.
Yeah,
it was cool and close.
Wow, that's so cool. I love it.
I did. If you look back through my feed from last year, which my God, I post so much stuff, but I did take one picture in there. It's like. All they had forbidden was flash photography, I think, and video. You know what I mean? And so it was like you just had to do one. You didn't want to spend a lot of time on it. But.
So with Abraham-Hicks, when you get called, you get to own the recording that you were a part of. Is that how that works? How did they end up on YouTube?
That part I don't know. I do know when you go, I actually sign up and get the different recordings from different times. I've never looked into putting them up, but look at like that meditation that I gave you. I mean, it says right on it. So you probably have instances where they're seeing that too. I definitely don't think that Abraham-Hicks, I mean, when you look at their stuff, it will talk about a copyright, but it also is always talking about how their intent is get to the people who have been attracted to it. It's very low key kind of salesmanship, I would say. You know what I mean? And not obsessively copyright happy. But then I mean, they've been doing that since the 80s. So imagine the library they own.
I'm gonna write that down. What is this meditation called again?
The one that it's getting into the vortex. Getting into the vortex, and getting into the vortex. And the funny thing, I mean, I'm going to the land cruise, right? I've been to the other one, or the Alaskan cruise, and yet I'm doing I'd never even tried their guided meditation.
Oh, and do you know there's another really cool cruise coming up next year?
Which
you know
one?
About it?
Which one?
The Flower Power with Mickey Dolenz.
Oh my God, no, I don't.
Oh my God, you gotta see the commercial.
It's funny.
I forget. I think Ron Dante of the Archies is going to play, and
oh, how funny!
I can't remember.
That could be fun. I could see it.
Totally right. I would totally consider that. That would be something for us to do, and I don't know what the price is. I really don't know. Can I do it?
Check it out. Check it out, and you put it
that
on
would be a girl
board, and I'll put it on that vision board. It'd be fun. It's much better than the other one a friend suggests. That one's the Zombie Stalker Cruise.
I'm not doing that.
Oh no, it's called the Stalker Walker Cruise.
So it's bring your walker?
No, it's not.
Bring your walker?
But that is pretty funny. But
okay,
no, it's just kind of based on The Walking Dead, and they have, you know how at Universal they have the thing where you can go through the walkers and see if you can make it to the other side. They have that on the boat.
What people eat on the zombie cruise?
Oh, that's kind of scary. I hope they don't have themed food.
Red water.
Actually, I hope the Mickey Dolenz one doesn't have themed food either. Have you really looked at? Have you ever seen the one? What is it? Kitsch Bitch or is it? It's one of the ones. No, it's Vintage Treasures. I think that shows you the food from the 50s, the pictures from the menu. Oh my God, some of it is just scary looking.
For Mother's Day, I buy my own gifts now, and then give them to people to give to me. But I got 5 vintage cookbooks. That's my phase right now, because I when I was reading cookbooks, there were some of my mom's. Mm-hmm. Spooky stuff going on in there. What were we thinking? Do you know that there used to be something called condensed cream of shrimp?
Ew. I've seen some really strange things they've tried. I've seen hamburger in a can. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's going to be a featured blab. Your blab's going to be on clowns, and mine's going to be on weird foods of the 50s and 60s and 70s.
I reserve the right to tweak the clown one simply because we've covered so much clown today. But sadly, I might have a lot of clown to cover. Oh, no, and then I have that friend, the friend.
The psychology of clowns.
You know what I can ask her? We have an hour. I wonder if there's a way to have her as both.
Okay.
But it might take her a lot of time to put all that on because it's a lot of makeup.
Interview with a clown. Well, that's why I'm going to give her.
Oh my God, I love it.
I'll give her a gift. We'll come up with a care package. Does she live by you?
Well, I probably better private message you something else. That we might not want to do that idea. Well, I'll think it out.
I'm telling you, when our blabs become really big, that's what I want to do. I always want to give gifts to our guests. Right?
Absolutely.
I don't really have that theme yet.
Yeah, no. We're kind of surfing around. And I think we do fine. And here's the thing.
You would have a picture book, maybe a journal book with your pictures in it.
Who knows?
I would do music.
Who knows?
Who knows?
What is for me, especially right now, I'm trying to go completely from inspiration. Now, yesterday I did that and I got bitch slapped a little.
Are you saying you don't like my ideas?
No, I like your ideas. You're not going to do what
I'm telling you to do? I get you. Yeah. Sorry, I only had 2 hours of sleep last night.
No. But so I'm just saying we approach it that way. You can see what comes.
Yeah, you're right. We're just not there yet. I mean,
we're building. Well, we are probably there. We just don't know what it is that we have.
No, seriously.
It's true. It's so true.
Uh-huh. I'm with you. Okay, so I'm hitting the tennis ball to you. I've done too much talking. Okay. There you go.
She says it. She's announcing that she's stopping talking. No. Well, but see, lately, have you found? What is that?
What the?
That is a zombie clown playing baseball. Is it really? Because shit, if it doesn't look like it is. That's genius.
Oh, hey, very kindly. Get it? I was doing tennis.
Tossing me the ball. Baseball. Tossing the ball. But it is a clown and he works as a zombie for me.
What is that? That's pretty funny. 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s.
But
30s.
see, with you, I think that's the thing is we are both, it's really a beautiful thing to watch, probably. You know what I mean? Is that we both we went to the coaching. We decided we want to help people. We're loving spirits or whatever. We want to become coaches. So we go that route. And then it's kind of like, well, wait a minute. That wasn't what I was born. Well, I didn't come out of the womb saying I want to be a coach.
You get hand claps for that. Absolutely. Amen.
We're in the exact same spot.
Right?
The difference is that you say, it seems like you and I don't, and it's just different, right? I don't know what's inspiring you that way, so I don't know if you're grabbing it or what. But you're saying I'm heading for music, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Someday somebody tell me what this is, and then pay me money. I like it.
We're unique. Every single one of us on this Blab is very specially, beautifully unique.
Absolutely.
And we all have our own gifts. So if we do coaching, that doesn't mean we have to fit in that box. We are this.
It doesn't mean we have to coach. It doesn't mean we have to coach like they told us to coach. We're free spirits. We can do what we want. The two things from it, though, that I kind of know that if I get in the hot seat, I'm probably going to burst out into tears. I'm a curious person. When I get in the hot seat. When I get in the hot seat, I'll probably burst into tears. Well, I'm not sure. Oh, and the other thing is I'm probably going to ask, what am I doing? Might be the first time they got that question.
So that guy was a local clown.
What guy was a local clown?
Yes.
JP Patches.
Can you put him on our Blab? I'd love to have two clowns.
What
about two clowns?
He passed away about 6 or 7 years ago. There's a bronze statue of him down in Pioneer Square in Seattle.
Oh,
you killed him.
So
it took all those years for him to die.
I was mentioned on his TV show once too.
Were you? Why were you mentioned?
He had this ICU 2 TV set that he'd look into, turn the dials and look into, and he'd say happy birthday to a bunch of different kids that were watching in the audience, and my parents.
Angela.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
My parents submitted my name for my birthday, and I was watching, and he mentioned my name on his show.
Oh, cool. Man, that's so cool. Hey, check this out. Randy.
Yes?
I just mentioned you on our episode.
Hey, you're right up there with JP Patches.
I was in a movie once. I was an extra in a movie once. It was a crowd scene. And if you see my best friend at the time, you just missed me. It's like... And unfortunately... that your eye wants to look at her. It was called Hot Rod. I actually have a copy on DVD, and it was filmed in Calistoga. And it had Pernell Roberts.
Okay.
What's that guy's name? Oh, I'm not gonna remember. I nearly hit Pernell Roberts with my car. Kinda. I was in high school. It was in the 70s. Like 77, 8, 9, somewhere in there. I graduated 79.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah, I know. You weren't born yet. Whatever. I'm kidding.
That's just what I tell people. I've given so many ages, and I've lost track. My dad's the only one that keeps going, how old are you now? 57? 68? I'm like, Dad, shut up.
Helpful. That my dad, before he died, was telling me how I was getting a bit chunky. Thanks. Nice. Very helpful.
No, my dad actually is pretty accurate with my age, but my brain thinks he's a little too. I said, Dad, remember I lie about my age. Knock it off, because my subconscious is listening to him. I don't want to hear it.
Well, you ain't
I want to
60.
be. Right. Well, no. And guys, we are ageless. Period. All of us. Again, I'm telling you. I'm not asking you. I'm not suggesting. I am telling you. We are ageless.
I have a good story, though. My friend who recently died, right? I had reconnected with him after a long time after school, right? And he was actually in classes younger than me, right? But when I saw his age on Facebook, he was older than me. And I was like, whoa, held back like 4 times? What? But so it got me used to looking at, the other people and noticing that some that I thought were obviously younger were older, right? But so I did that yesterday when it was somebody's birthday and it said he was however old, and I thought, he is too. And then I thought, oh, wait a minute. So I have no problem with my age. It's just, it's starting to be numbers where it's like, what the? I thought I would die at 30 and I wasn't even a problem child. I just couldn't picture myself being that old. And so now it's like, whoa, it's like having the bends when you think about it.
Whoa, but you know what? I feel like in this time of my life that I'm just getting started.
Absolutely. That's the thing. It's like, so no way. No way.
I'm so excited for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. That's messed up, huh?
It makes you understand some people's quotes. What is it? That youth is wasted on the, or young or something like that.
Right.
Mark Twain. There's a bunch of them where,
You're only as young as you feel.
What's that?
You're only as
young as you feel.
Yeah. Was anyone ever told by someone they looked up to that, one day you're gonna, like, when you get old, you're gonna find things breaking down and and just
God,
all
every
these horrible
day.
things, right?
Yeah. It's
out of. I do this. X. It's gone.
And when I was your age.
That you get a lot of you get a lot of those like chain letters and things from that one friend of a friend or a friend, you're old, man. Dump them.
Yeah, those ones when they tell you to pass it on or something bad will happen. Like if it was a good one, I just take that section out that says to pass it on, and that way that next person doesn't have to.
I've done that before too. In fact, I did that, I think, just a day or so ago.
That's just rude to say pass it on or something bad would get you. Ugh.
Actually, the one I did was one of those where the guy said it was one of the ones, nobody reads my wall, blah, 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 blah. So if you do read my wall, copy and paste. So all the demands and the whining, I just stripped any whine or demand and took it out of my version and then just answered his, And oddly, well, not oddly at all, I got like 20 responses and he got me and a couple other people.
Nice. That's how it's done, and that's how it's done. Well, hey, that'll be our catchphrase.
And that's not even why. The whining's
no fun.
No fun. Be fun, have fun, find fun, attract fun.
I got a whittle red dragon.
Do you?
Lazy rascal.
Now pass this on, or something bad.
I should have said something.
Clowns, everywhere is clowns. So now that you're clean and clear, mind, body, spirit.
Today. Yep.
Oh, beautiful.
It's going to be off the charts.
Your cup is very full. Oh, this is so exciting.
It's funny because, or it's empty waiting to be filled. I'm not sure. But just since, so you had 3 days where I was crying in the meditation, and then this morning I woke up crying, right? And then I think it's done, but but this morning, the first 2 things I read on that, remember how I told you, if you go to a festival or anything, look to see about a month ahead if they've made a group talking about it. Because all of the Abraham-Hicks cruises and workshops definitely do. But so I looked there this morning, and I've already been talking with more extreme like-minded people, meaning people that are not only talking Abraham-Hicks, they're actually over in my little pie. The guy was talking about how do you, the process of change, and how do you look at the things that bother and upset you under the Abraham-Hicks model, where you're supposed to not focus on the things that upset you. And so he was coming from the psychologist point of view, and trying to say, how does that work? And I said, well, what you're talking about, I've actually done in my life. And it really comes to Are you sifting through the things that you're trying to figure out that bother you, right? That you're resisting or are problems, right? Are you doing you doing it when you're feeling it very strongly? And are you doing it with an intent to heal and cleanse and figure it out? Or are you doing it, poor me, why does the world, are you being the victim? And if you're being the victim, then it's going to not do you any good and it's going to do you damage. And it doesn't matter if it's Abraham-Hicks, if it's Sigmund Freud, if it's Pee Wee Herman that tells you to stop. You know what I mean? But if you're doing it the other way, then yeah, it's not going to feel good, but I am evidence that it works. And if you don't believe I'm a changed woman, ask anyone who's met me any time other than today.
Yes.
I can have people say, man, you're different from a month ago.
Beautiful. Well, I hope that I was able to share 30 seconds of that. I just posted it on Facebook. I was trying to get your whole conversation.
Oh, but mine are long. But apparently... I'm a communicator. Have I told you my last couple videos and the end of that cleansing? I did. I now have a kind of a definition of who I am. I know who I am. I'm still kind of know what I'm doing, but I know who I am. And it comes with a story. Did I tell the story? The Phantasmagoria? Yeah. Did I tell it?
No.
I didn't. Okay.
And if you did, please tell it. It doesn't sound
Maybe it's because I told it on my video, so it feels like I did. But okay, I've only really ever played one video game. I've participated, I've dabbled, I've whatever. But I only really got sucked into one. No, it was prior to that. It was prior to them even doing that, and it was on a PC. And it was called Phantasmagoria, right? And it was this great, scary thing, right? It was a young newlywed couple who bought this... dead magician's mansion, and it was supposed to be haunted, and it's so cool, right? But to win the thing, you had to kill the husband. Good. And so I killed the husband, but I didn't ever like killing the husband. I didn't think that was right, that you had to do something not nice and kill them. They were a young newlywed couple. He simply gets possessed. That made me mad, right? So I kept playing it and playing it and playing it to try to make it come out another way until I found out that was when I learned that they don't necessarily always have another way, and it didn't. So then I stopped. But for me, that tells so much about me. One, I never give up. If I think it can happen, I never give up. Two, I always want other people, everybody to have a good conclusion. And I want everybody to have a good conclusion. And it's only when I'm absolutely faced with they can't that I stop.
Have a conclusion?
And it's just, a what? A good conclusion, a happy conclusion. You know what I mean? I don't want them to leave. I mean, come on. They ended the story by killing a newlywed. Which still a fantastically fun game. And for the time, the graphics were out of this world. Now we would probably laugh at them. But at the time, it was like, and you just got in that card and it's like, look at that. It might even be the reason I never really got involved in another game because... they told I couldn't trust their stories as well, I suppose. And
Monkey Island is fun.
Monkey Island's fun. And it's not necessarily it has to have a happy, like that. But come on, you don't kill the newlywed.
Right. Well, see, that would be my. Well, you said he was possessed, but yeah, there's another way, and you would know if it were a real
or something. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you've studied energy, right?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know that I thought any of that, but maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe instinctively I thought that was just wrong too. But it did. It told me a lot about myself yesterday. That, and I am the puppy dog. I just, I may be a cat person, but I'm the puppy dog. Want to be friends? I just am. And I never understand it when I get the newspaper to the nose. What? But I've learned to walk on.
Angela, just so you know that when you come back, I might schedule a last-minute blab with you, especially since I'm not going to do one next Friday. We're going to just postpone it. I'd love to get you on fire when you get back.
Oh, you know it.
you know, because maybe you need a day of rest. I don't know, but you let me know, and we'll just last minute it.
The only thing
don't forget to subscribe, right? Subscribe so you know when that is.
Subscribe so you know when that is.
Yeah, when Angela gets back, you have to do it. I think
and I'm going to be on fire. I'll remind them, too. I'll remind them on all those live things, because I'm even going to be doing a live one. You are going to get to see whatever the traffic looks like as we go through, because we're going to drive through 80. I tend to avoid them. But if you're going to go from Napa to San Francisco, you're either going to go through the Golden Gate and 101. But to get where we're going, you'd have to go through the interior of San Francisco. So we're going to go 80, right? And so that is a lot of people's commute. It takes you through Berkeley. It takes you 80. We're going through we're going from Napa to Haiti to San Francisco. That's code for my ganja man. It's code for the ganja man.
Comment.
Randy says he's subscribed to May 6th. So we do have May 6th up if nothing else. But I come back on the Tuesday, so it's Dr. J. I come back on the Tuesday the 3rd, so it'll be somewhere thereafter. I literally fly in at 9 o'clock at night into San Francisco, so just getting home will be the challenge.
Wait, you're already setting up a challenge?
No, not really. My whole thing is that I'm going to feel lazy and say, let's just spend the night and go in the morning. but I have a feeling I'm going to be the only voice saying that, so...
I can't
and
wait
I'm always the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, and maybe we should really, really give a nice picture on this. When I went last year I went to the Alaskan cruise, and that was in July, and despite the recent crying and stuff, which is kind of like, what the? I was not as well adjusted and happy as I am now then. I also was carrying a fake 5-month pregnancy in the form of a fibroid. I went to that with the fibroid, and as I recall, I think at that point it had been diagnosed, but they hadn't said what they were going to do. And so I went there, mostly just trying not to think about it. You know what I mean? Not trying to have any attitude about it, just don't think about it right now. But then look what happened afterwards. I think I really, really, really sold myself short in terms of this. I had that surgery, and I had where they checked to see if my tubes were okay back when in my 20s. And when I had that surgery, I was like a beaten animal scared Angela. Right? I was probably the worst point of my life in terms of emotional, et cetera, that I'd been. And that surgery, despite the fact they just went through my belly button, one little spot, right? It ached forever. It hurt. It was horrible. It was uncomfortable, So as I went into this one, I was really aware of that and really doing everything Henry suggested, Abraham, just everything, firing everything at it. And we kept focusing on making it not happen or go away naturally on its own. But the recovery, I had no pain. Now, they had given me, believe it or not, oxycodone for it. Didn't take one, not one. I did a little bit. It has helped. It has been known to help me. The thing is, yes, I did do that during that time, but I never did it going, oh, I'm uncomfortable. Oh, I'm feeling pain. You know what I mean? I never had that moment, not once. The only thing that even came close is during the time I was painting those dots. And I sat in a position painting the dots where I made part of my body sore for sitting that long. But that's the only pain I had the whole week. Or 2 weeks, I think it was. So I see.
And I have a question when you're done.
Go ahead. The question away.
Really? You'll remember?
Sure.
Okay. Besides for the pain you were feeling, do you remember any other things you were feeling? What do you call them? Like that may have hinted that something's going on somewhere else?
You mean prior to having it out and everything? Oh yeah, I had a lot of discomfort.
The pain.
I had a lot of discomfort, and if you think about it historically, if you look at it from a chakra perspective, and I really do, I think of it kind of what Abraham-Hicks said about with the chakras, where The chakras, they just are. They're just truth. It's not a question or anything. It's just a measurement for things. It's a way of addressing and understanding what you're talking about. And so that would be...
body communicate?
I think it does, but we don't listen and we don't pay attention. You know what I mean? And we're too... you have
outside.
The sad thing is you have to have a spark of awakeness to continue from, and you have to have that spark. And what makes that spark? I think it's an individual thing, and we can't cause it. We can only be glad that it happened. You know what I mean? And hope it for everybody we love that it may not have yet, I guess. But so what I was going to say though is, for me, I've had a phenomenal year, and it's not even a full year yet. And I do credit a lot of the energy and, everything that happened on that cruise. And so now it's like, I did a meme the other day where it's like, every change I chose changed me so that I grew exponentially.
Every change I chose
changed.
Every
change I chose changed me.
That's
so
beautiful.
I grew exponentially. But it's true, and it's what we don't think about. But so I'm starting this land cruise from exponential this Angela. And so, oh my God, the trip's going to be off the charts. The year's going to be off the charts. I don't know what I'm doing, and who knows what's going to happen, but it's going to be fun and exciting. Softball size. Every change I chose changed me. I'll share the meme again. I put it up all over the place yesterday. Yeah. I very seldom make memes. I very seldom make memes with my own face. But it's one of two with my own face. I've now made 4 memes that are my quotes. I said them.
Yay!
And you know it's one of the ones that I said, because it'll have hashtag who said that, I suppose I did. Which is actually a quote from Maude in Harold and Maude.
Cool.
Where she actually, I believe, quoted John Muir, but she takes credit.
Interesting.
My head is the sky, my body is the whatever. It
was a quantum leap, probably. That's how, And I do remember the Piggy Sue. After I was just like, man, I remember that episode.
Piggy Sue.
Yeah, I just don't remember the Stephen King part.
And
but maybe I do.
The sad, sick thing about my mind is the minute that you said it was going to be Buddy Holly, within 1 minute I was at that Piggy Sue episode. And kind of stuck there for a week.
Really? Oh, wow. So hence the reason why you said, why'd you choose Buddy Holly?
Well, it wasn't anything bad. It was just like, sometimes I do. It's really good. What you don't know, and this is perfect. This is perfect. We still have time. I meant to do a video about this anyway, and you just have to hear it. But you and Randy and Tom don't know this, but you were absolutely in my vortex. Let me speak to you about Angela and music. Okay, so I grow up extremely sheltered, extremely overprotected, extremely controlled, right? So that when I'm a little kid, I mostly hear my parents' music. Luckily, my dad had really good taste in music. My mother had no taste in music because she had broken an eardrum as a child, so she literally didn't hear stereo, and so she pretty much just liked what everybody said was good. You know what I mean? Because then she knew that people would, you know what I mean? Oh, I like that too. So then you'll like me. But she otherwise didn't like music as much as she would say, because she really couldn't hear it. Kind of sad. But so in school, my high school crush, right, one of the reasons I loved him was he came by my house and we had talked music, and I had talked about not being able to hear that much. And he let me borrow his Kiss Comes Alive and Gary Wright's Dreamweaver. And so that was part of why I loved him. And so learning about new music was always really big for me, right? And I did that as, a young 20-something, but then I got married, and I married a guy who was the exact opposite. He was the one who, this is what we listened to in high school, and this is what I love. He was really into, and he didn't really listen to that in high school. No, bizarrely, he didn't really listen to that in high school, so I don't know why he was so into it, but Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
One of my most talented friends, who's played with Brian Wilson. Mm-hmm. That's one of his favorite bands, along with Beach Boys.
They're kind of fun.
I'm kind of now just getting it. I didn't like the whole falsetto thing myself.
And that's, I think, why. Because my ex-husband practically was a falsetto without falsettoing. He had a really high-pitched voice. So I think it was an attraction to like. But so then I get a divorce, right? And I discover Blip. And I start playing on the internet and Twitter, right? And I have this just playground of learning about, that's when I learned about, say, dubstep or any of the remix type things like that, or mashups or anything. I really learned about the 90s behind the fact mostly, because that was when Richard was being very Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. And let's go, who was that guy that did This Diamond Ring? If he wanted to go to a concert, he wanted to go to one of those oldies already then. It's like, oh my God.
What the heck was his name? This Diamond Ring. Yeah, and he got drafted. He got drafted, and so that's what made him stop playing.
Oh, really? That sucks. Yeah, I have another story about why people stop playing that really puts life into perspective, I think. It did for me. Hi, Michael. But
talking music now.
No, you guys invite me to be part of your music blab, right?
Gary Lewis and the Playboys.
That's it. But you invite me to be part of your music blab, and yeah, you guys constantly come up with names that I still haven't heard. So you're still exposing me. You know what I mean? As I lose,
vice versa.
Yeah, hopefully.
No, remember the songs you told me to cover? I lost them. Because it was so long ago, and they're still in our messages, and I can't.
I'll find them again, or I'll think of it. I'll tell you ones again, because there are things that I do think blend themselves to your voice.
Thank you, and I love them. I was like, I never heard of this stuff. So yeah, please.
There you go.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway.
But so that's why you guys are. You keep introducing me to. I know it just keeps going. Thank you. Wow, I've never had that many.
Hey, Michael, do you like clowns? Do you like clowns?
Oh.
Oops. Do you want to see a clown? I'm not kidding. If not, that's cool. Angie,
no, go ahead.
I don't want to scare anybody. I do have a clown on me. Okay, in my pocket. Okay.
Did you see Zombieland? That's another clown story.
I love clowns. Okay. This one's for you. Ready? This is for Michael. Hello, Michael. Mwah.
It's kind of a little Punch and Judy too, isn't it?
No, not really. 3D. Wow. Okay, anyway. Yay!
But in Zombieland, did you see Zombieland?
Yes, with the roller coaster, right? Wait, I didn't finish it though.
It's near the roller coaster though. When he sees a clown, and it's like he has to fight a clown zombie. And he's like, why did it have to be clowns?
That's brilliant. Okay, I gotta see it.
Well, remember at the beginning they have that lady in the bridal gown who's a zombie who's chasing men.
Kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland. Thank you for the
kind of only with.
Thank you. The sound of silence.
Or I can't make a cricket.
Does anybody goodbye to Hey, circus songs. The Tunnel of Love. What's that?
Or the Carousel Waltz. Love the Carousel Waltz.
Hey, my next album. I have a song about carousels. So long to carousels, because now we're taking a roller coaster and it's gonna be crazy.
Interesting. It'll be interesting when I stop on my blab. My cats are making really scary noises in the kitchen. But so have you been writing a lot of songs lately? I was wondering that. Are you writing a lot?
No, this is the album that's almost finished. Almost.
Yay! See, we are fun. And we're here every Friday except next one.
Right.
So come back.
Exactly. But if you subscribe, we might have a surprise one. But there is going to be a clown blab coming soon. And what am I doing? There's another one we're doing. I can't remember already. It's full moon. Happy full moon. Happy full moon.
Lucky we have the recording. What was it going to be? It was.
What?
Catch up on the solar plexus that you missed?
No, what's the other one?
No.
Boring.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Oh, guess what?
Oh, no, it wasn't solar plexus. Was it solar plexus?
Did you see? Yeah, did you see my Royals video where I said and clear
they kicked me out.
Each solar plexus? Oh, that's right. You're not in it. I did a video and I said and then clear each solar plexus, but I meant each chakra. I was like, oh gosh, but it was such a great video. I kept it. I said, oops.
Well, yeah. And what you learn to do is you just put in the write-up of, look at me with the numbering. I mean, good God, why do I even mumble a number, for God's sake? It's like I might as well just pick it out of the air. I tell myself, I set this intent, okay, it's number 22, number 22, number 22. Okay, what are we at? I don't know, 25, 20? I'm good at traffic lights, but not numbers. One.
Guys, for real, this is serious. So if I raise enough money from my record, and I'm going to be very, I'm going to take inspiration as it comes and figure out ways to really promote and just, I'll do live shows and have people like tip, do that. If I raise enough money, I'm going to hit up 2 very exclusive, important, beyond my every possibility, beyond every dream, and I am going to raise enough money to have them work on my next record, and it's going to be freaking amazing. It's going to blow everyone's mind. No joke. This is for real. Oh yeah, it's going to happen.
Can I tell you a story about that too?
I'm enjoying it. Yes, tell me.
You could really blow someone's mind. I had a friend who once wrote a short story about a guy that told a joke that you literally did laugh your ass off.
Really?
They used it as a weapon. It was a weaponized joke.
Oh, kill them with laughter.
So you can have a weaponized... Only instead of killing them, you are expanding their mind. It's going to blow their mind. What is that? A mind expanded never retreats to its,
God,
previous
Angela,
confines.
Right? Thank you. That's exactly what I'm thinking. This isn't about me. This is
if I can help.
Expand me, you can expand. Expand. Watch me expand. Look at how my age. Look at what I'm doing. I'm just getting started. You can do this too. How cool is that?
Yes. Absolutely.
Love that.
I believe
and
it.
then
I
if we
believe
go
in
on that, and if we
Randy
go on
wants
that
to know how much you're trying to raise. I would ask, depending on people that mention things about crowdfunding, I would like to talk. Private message me sometime. But because I do have. I have feelings about which ones are really good and which ones aren't really good and things that are going on.
Yeah.
There's some weird things going on.
I don't know how people are going to, my scene, how they respond to this whole crowdfunding thing. I know some people look down on it. And I certainly don't want my heroes, the ones that I plan on working with, to go, you
don't,
but
try. I'm not your coach. Nobody ever wants me as a coach. Jordan.
It's just a suggestion. Tell me.
Don't look for your heroes or anybody else to see anything bad. Persist in not seeing anything bad and see them. You don't even need to, just when you see something bad, persist in not seeing it. Don't start attributing it to others. Yes, don't start attributing it to others. You are simply asking for it, and you're actually laying your own baggage on them and thinking they agree with you, and you have no idea that they do. You have no idea.
And I want to pay them. Really, I want to pay them fairly.
I don't even think you need to think about that. I think what you want to do is set aside anything, and more I'm learning is you just set aside what you thought you knew about how things work and what polite is, etc. Set it aside. Don't think anybody's going to be offended. Don't be offended, right? And then go back and read one of those Joe Vitale stories when he attracted one of those people. Remember those ones where it's like he just mentions a name and they come in. So you don't have to judge how the encounter comes out or what what you need to do to make it happen, what you need to do to make it be good, what you just see it happening. and be open.
I love it.
Let's say, I don't know who people are or anything. I'm sure I probably don't even know their names actually, but let's take names we just do know, right? And so let's say you wanted to work with a piano player. The thing is, you've got to be a little bit open if you were aiming for Elton John and you get Billy Joel. Mm-hmm. Be happy mm-hmm. with the equal level to what you wanted that may not be the one that you... God, I just thought I think something you really wouldn't want me to say, but it was funny.
What is it? I wish, guys, I wish for this or something better.
This or something better. Exactly.
Better.
Exactly.
See, even coaches need coaching now
all the time. Yeah. Well, especially when they're freaking out because why do I keep crying and I'm going to Cancun in a day? This is silly.
And in a good way. Good crying.
It's good crying, but it's like, it's hard to get used to good crying because you just so associate it with something bad's going on. You know what I mean? And then as you get older, right, even though we don't want to acknowledge it, one of the things we acknowledge by looking at is it may take longer for the puffy eye to go back away. We may feel a bit uglier.
What about the twitching?
At least I haven't done the one that I used to do in years, and that is the one where you've left crying altogether and you're going that sob. Oh my God!
I remember that. Yeah, when I was a kid, that would happen to me, and oh my gosh,
I still got it as an adult a couple of times,
really?
but while
I haven't had that. Yeah, it's an extreme. Like
you've left the building. It's like you're hyperventilating and crying.
Wow, so you still have that?
No, I don't. But I've had it as an adult. Yeah,
right.
I've had it as an adult, but it's been. I'm trying to remember if I had it at all, because I might have had it during some of the times when my parents were sick and leading up to their deaths. I think it was during that time period, as a matter of fact, because when I think about it, I associate it with my dad. Yeah, I associate it with my dad. Yeah, I didn't get to go to the Chief today until after my dad died. So yeah, I was dealing with the tools I had prior, which I've always been fighting for tools for. So I was not without them, but it was tough.
You're clear with both parents now, right?
Oh, I absolutely am. I actually, when I get on the hot seat, that is one of the questions I expect might bubble up. Is I think actually my dad may have actually more than once communicated to me since, because I had one of those days where the whole day my house smelled like my dad, and it's just like and my house never smells like my dad. So it's like,
wow.
This is weird. Oh. so I probably will ask about that. And yeah, I mean,
that. You know,
on that theory, it's like they've cashed out. You know what I mean? Whatever bad spirit, whatever was going on where you had problems getting along, it's gone. It's like gone.
Beautiful.
That's what the transition does, part of it. If you don't wake up until then, you're gonna.
because the brain, well, I think that's why like some of us want to be what do you call it, Ash, to just destroy the brain. I mean, the energies are still there probably, but it's like, please release me already. Sorry.
Yeah,
I appreciate this body. I've never loved life so much than I do now.
Absolutely.
Ooh. Listen to that.
I get the same thing over my house. You get it a little louder.
I love watching them. I love. They go right over me.
Military?
Yeah, he saw the man.
Although it was funny when we looked at one yesterday, it was actually commercial, but normally mine are heading to Fairfield. And yeah, they sound very much like that. Although maybe it's just because your door's open. I think yours sounds a little louder, but I think it's just because the door's open.
They're in town, I heard. We're part of this thing called Nextdoor.com, Next Door Neighbor, and everybody lets each other know when the Air Force is doing their runs.
Oh, how funny! Yeah, I belong to one of those too.
Yeah. That's how I got both of my cats.
Is it?
Yeah, and a swing set.
Cool. I'm not sure what I've done with it, but yeah, it's nice.
Cats and swing sets, cats and swing sets, flowers and clowns and meditation.
Bye, Michael.
Bye, Michael.
See, yeah, I mean, you just never know. Just
he's
come.
gone, but I believe he still is going to get this message.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead, Angela.
But yeah, no, just flowers and clowns and meditation and trips and music and inspiration.
And freedom.
Freedom. And guest stars. This Blab has been awesome.
Isn't this the best? I should not use it more often. No, but yeah. It's so exciting. But it's a full moon. It's Earth Day. Angela's going on the coolest event ever. Coolest experience ever.
And you're going to probably get a video in the airport with a red hat.
Through Angela. Yeah, I can't wait. And the glasses?
And the glasses. Yeah, I think I'm taking like 4 pairs of different glasses with me. I think Luna Lovegood's coming to the airport. The others will be in my suitcase.
You have something protective so they don't break. You said one of them was
the hat was a problem. When we decided the hat was going, I'm afraid about crushing it. You know what I mean? So I kind of have to wear it, but it's wow.
Oh, you're right. So you're gonna have to wear it.
Yeah, unless I think of a funnier hat that folds. But I don't
remember. The girl with the red hat. You're going to be the talk of so many. You're going to create something where you're going to get chosen on that hot seat. There's the girl with the red hat. You're going to be on so many people's minds.
And see, I'm trying to do that by inspiration, I suppose, too. It's like, I once heard Abraham-Hicks on one of the recordings when they were talking with somebody. They asked them, and what did you do to get to here? You know, how long did you wait to sit in the front seat? Right? It's like, I'm not going to wait to sit in the front seat. I'm just going to let inspiration take you into the ballroom when it takes you into the ballroom. And I'm going to raise my hand and I'm going to be like, I'm right here, Abraham. And if he calls.
When he calls.
What happens? Well, I think it was almost going to happen last time. And I chickened out. I mean, I literally, my hand was up. And they were like looking. And I was all, and they looked my direction. And I was like. So I know I don't think I'm not going to be that way now. I want to be in it, but it's not about me being in it. You know what I mean? It's not an ego thing.
Hey guys, I have the world's greatest husband. He just brought me fresh coffee.
Yay! Because he's like, dude, you're supposed to be off 10 minutes ago.
Okay, he says we're stopping at 2 and going out to party. Again, double awesome, right? Oh, come on, everybody, give it up. Thank you.
Stopping what? Good God, 1,000.
I'm giving the vibes to you, Randy, to you, Angela, to Michael, to our other friend, to everyone in the whole world that everybody's going to have the greatest weekend ever. That's it.
Absolutely, and it's going to continue for the rest of the next week.
Yeah. Amen. Cheers.
Yay.
Flying on coffee. What were you saying? Sorry.
But so
it's coconut this time. Watch this. Want to see my monkey face? Speaking of coconuts. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Hold on. Okay.
That's pretty good. It's very cute.
Oh, my fish?
Very good. You do have it just extraordinarily
like monkey better, huh?
No, I like the fish
from my mom. You do?
I like them both.
The fish came from my sister, and the monkey came from my mom.
Yeah, no, I like them both.
Did you have kid faces when you were young that you specialized in, like a moon face? Mine was. My sun face was. And my flower face was.
No, I didn't have any faces. Mm-mm.
Randy? Okay. Anyway, so what are you talking about?
Anyway, so later today I will be streaming San Francisco traffic and a view of the bay from whatever room I end up with and my dinner. Because, I mean, who doesn't Instagram their dinner? When they have a different one.
Where can we find you? Can you say it real quick? Because this is exciting. You guys want to follow this. I'm not. Well, you don't have to.
So of course, Angela Estes on Facebook, and I'm just disturbingly liberal who I will friend.
Yeah.
Or you can always follow me too.
We know.
And then I have the Facebook page, Angie C's Cheerleader of Life. And most things show up there. If you don't know about any of the rest of it, pretty much everything ends up on that page at some point. But otherwise, yeah, over at Instagram is Angie Sees 2, because I didn't get the first one. And at YouTube, Angie Seeable, because I probably didn't get the first 30 or 40 Angie Sees. I don't know. They wouldn't let me use it for some reason. And then I have my own domain and blog on angieseescheerleaderoflife.net.
Cool. And what is this called? The Abraham-Hicks experience?
It is the 2016 Abraham-Hicks Vortex of Attraction Cancun Land Cruise.
I'll just call it Vortex of Attraction
Land Cruise
experience.
Cancun. But I guess the story is that they were doing one of their workshops in California, and they were having problems managing for as many people for as long as they wanted, and the venue that they had fell through. So that was the first time they ever ended up using a cruise ship, because they realized the uniqueness of its confined location, that you could put all those people, have them have a good time, come to the workshop, you know. And so that's just where it's taken them since, is they'll have these long distance, you know. But if you look at some of those resorts, the all-inclusive resorts, I mean, they even kind of look like a cruise ship sitting on that sand. It's really funny. But so that's why they can call it like a land cruise, is you're at an all-inclusive resort. So when you pay, now you can just go around and get, you know.
So cool, the energy.
Oh, absolutely. And the energy is amazing.
Look it, and I have the world's greatest daughter. It's like Mother's Day.
Yay! Yay!
She's got a Beatles shirt on. Thank
Yay.
you, sweetie.
Aww.
They know Mom's had a rough night, so yeah.
Yeah, Mom needs sleep, and Angela won't shut up.
I don't want sleep. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep. But what I do want is this recording. So if you can post it.
Make sure Yeah.
Can I share this?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's kind of
if you're a co-host, it doesn't have you as a co-host, does it? Does it?
Oh, it does, he said. You will be emailed. Oh, thanks, Randy. He always reminds me.
So he'll be emailed?
Takes me a few times.
So he'll email you when it's up on YouTube?
Blab does.
Randy, if it doesn't let me do it before I leave, can you put it up? I don't remember how long it takes to say that.
Oh, thanks, Randy. Thanks again. Oh, so I'll have to do it. I've done it before.
No, but wait a minute.
Didn't I? Or did I share yours?
But I'm just wondering, so as a co-host, it won't even give you that option, even though it should still be linked to my YouTube.
I'll just share it.
Yeah, as long as it'll happen, we'll make it happen.
Oh yeah,
and it should be able to happen from my iPad. They just updated the app over there, so it's probably fixed. Probably.
And guess what?
What?
The butterfly came.
Yay!
Ooh. It flew in my hand. So I got the song because I found the lyrics, and once I started reading them, it came back. And Tom's like, "Oh my gosh, we have to do this." And yeah. Yes. Butterfly came.
Yes. Keep that energy going. Yay!
Yeah, you too. Drink lots of water. Okay, stay hydrated.
And
I'm your mom now.
Going to Mexico.
I'm your new mother.
I love it. Thank you, Mom. When you didn't have the family that you really would have hoped for, and yes, they built you to be just fabulous, but you build the family that you love. And absolutely.
Yeah. Amen.
Absolutely.
Yay! What a beautiful note to end on.
Okay.
Cups filled. Okay. Angela, be safe. Have a great time. I'm not telling you what to do. Have a great time. Enjoy.
I will be slapping me up the head. Be good.
Don't be
that
good.
Was what my parents always did. Be good.
Be free. Be free. Okay.
All right, see ya.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. I can't just click it off. I have to stop, right?